In the pages of history, there are stories that stand tall, stories of people who refused to be defined by what others thought was their destiny. Two such stories shine brightly, one from the life of Alexander the Great and the other from Gautama Buddha. Alexander the Great once met an astrologer who told him he wouldn't become a king. The astrologer, looking at Alexander's palm, said, "No king's line here." But Alexander wasn't one to back down. Instead of accepting his fate, he took matters into his own hands, quite literally. With a swift cut, he added a line to his palm, challenging destiny. Turning to the doubting astrologer, he boldly declares that he will become the greatest king ever. This bold move wasn't just a mark on his hand, it kicked off Alexander's amazing journey of conquering lands. Now, let's talk about Buddha's story. He was born a prince, and his dad hoped he'd become a king someday. But Buddha had different ideas. Feeling something special inside him, he decided to leave his fancy royal life and go on a journey to find deep wisdom and peace. Sitting beneath a tree, he learned some really important things about life. Buddha's choice to go a different way than what people expected was a big moment in his life. It started a whole new way of thinking about life and became the beginning of something called a spiritual revolution. Both stories have a big lesson for us. We can control our own destiny. Let's talk about Alexander. He had a tough job trying to conquer new lands. He fought against strong enemies and went to places he didn't know. It was not an easy trip, but because he really wanted to win, he kept going. His strong determination made him a winner, and that's why people still remember him in history. Buddha's journey wasn't easy either. He went through tough times and had to think a lot about things. The challenges he faced were like stepping stones that helped him understand important things. As he figured out these truths, he shared them with many people. His teachings traveled to many places, helping people find peace inside themselves. Neither Alexander nor Buddha had it easy. They faced doubts, challenges, and expectations, but their belief in themselves and their destinies pushed them forward. Alexander didn't just conquer lands, he conquered doubts and proved that he could write his own story. When Buddha became enlightened, it wasn't just him figuring out something important for himself. It was also a big win over what society expected him to be. He didn't follow the usual path people thought he should take, and that became a triumph, a great success, against those expectations. At the end of their stories, both Alexander and Buddha left behind a really special legacy, something that went way beyond what people thought was possible. Alexander built a huge empire that covered a lot of places because he didn't believe in limits. And Buddha, his teachings about finding peace, went to many minds, not just where he used to live in the fancy palaces. They both showed that you can do amazing things that people might not expect. Their stories remind us that greatness isn't handed to us, we have to reach out and grab it. Lines on palms and society's expectations might try to hold us back, but our spirit, strong and unwavering, can break through any barrier. Alexander and Buddha showed us that the most incredible stories come from daring to shape our destinies.